Good day, everyone. My name is Maria Kądzielska, and you are watching Poland Daily Culture. Pallottine Missionary Foundation is one of the most known missionary foundations in Poland. With me is Monika Mostowska, the Vice President of the foundation. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be a guest in this program.
But before we learn more about the foundation and their actions, let's at first watch what they are doing. Madam, the Pallottine Missionary Foundation is a missionary which founds a lot of charity programs across the globe, and especially in the most poor regions of the world. What are those undertakings? What are those programs?
First of all, we support the work of Polish missionaries in African countries, in South America, also in India. We support education because we are convinced that education is the most important, and this is the only reasonable way to help poor people. When you provide a good education, after that, a young person has an opportunity to change perspective. And afterwards change the world around. And in the end, it's a very good way to change the way of thinking and to change the environment and to break the vicious cycle of poverty.
So you're helping monks or people who are connected somehow to the church and help them with remissions, or how does it work?
Not only. We support missionaries. Many people can ask why missionaries are always begging and asking for money. But this is because public institutions in African countries or in all poor countries, countries of so-called global south, public institutions take money for health centers, for education, but missionaries accept people to the health center or to the school or kindergarten even if they don't have money. So they have to support to provide money from other resources. That's why they ask institutions in Europe, in North America, in the United States, in Poland, whenever, to raise money for running the schools, the health centers, for poor people, for those who are not able to pay for it.
Well, absolutely, as I understand, the missionary works like that. But tell me, please, so in which places are your support is the biggest? What are the places, what are the countries which you provide the most?
African countries are Rwanda, DR Congo, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Senegal. In Asia, this is India, and in South America, this is Colombia, Cuba, Uruguay. In South America, the problem is houses for street children. There are a lot of street children which need some support, which need help. So the missionaries provide all the infrastructure to help them not to be on the street, not to live on the street, but to have education, to care for them.
So you, as a foundation, yourself, you don't build the missions, but you help those which are doing it, or you provide the funds for missions who are already there and doing their work, but needs financial support, yes?
Yeah, it works like that, because missionaries, sister priests are a kind of ambassadors, not only of Poland, but also the ambassadors of good. 2 months ago, I was in Burkina Faso. Pallottine missionaries are there for barely 2 years. They are at the beginning of their way. They have a piece of deserted land, and they are planning to building a church around. They are planning to build a school, a kindergarten, a health center. So when missionaries appear, the infrastructure appear just in the next step. So this is very important for development of the whole region.
You're also helping in Europe for people to understand what is missionary, how do you build it, how do you organize it, so you kind of spread more understanding of such kind of missions. And that's what you do here in Europe, as I understand also in Poland. How do you talk about missionaries? What is the key which we here have to understand?
It's very important because really some people in Poland, in Europe, are saying that we have enough poor around us in Poland. Why don't you help? But in civilized countries, in developed countries, there are a lot of institutions that help the poor. And we have to take in mind that the poverty in African countries or in India, for example, the poverty is far deeper than poverty in countries like Poland, France, and other European countries. It's not the same. In Europe, we have institutions that can help in difficult situations. In African countries, if you are poor, if you are disabled, if you are alone, you have to cope with it by yourself. There is no institution, local institution to help. So this is the most important, because the poorest people are left alone, totally alone. So they need help. And we don't help only Catholic Church, only Christians. We help also Muslims. Religion doesn't matter for us. The most important is a man, a child that is really in need.
If you yourself feel a need to help someone and, for example, spend a month in Rwanda or somewhere in India by teaching children or other people the things which you know, I think that Pallottine Missionary Foundation is something which you should visit and maybe take part in their actions. And thank you for watching Poland Daily Culture.